Hello, internet friends. My name is Bay, and welcome back to the ending of the Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker patch 6.55 Growing Light MSQ Part 2. I do believe there's only 3 major quests here, but I'm not sure how much talking and exposition and story was going to be in the final part, so that's why it's its own thing. So here we go. We have the Coming Dawn. And of course, if you're watching live, you've probably seen all of the previous MSQ we've covered here on the channel. Link is down below if you're watching on YouTube, as well as, of course, all the other MSQ videos that go back through to like Shadowbringers patch content. That's what I started making the videos for it. So if you wanted to watch any of that and like my live forehead reactions to all that stuff, that's on the YouTube channel. Otherwise, live is when it happens live. Not everything is recorded, so Grahatia is mulling over what you have learned of Wooklamat and her plan. It's a cool shot. I like that. Well, I dare say we now have a fair grasp of Wooklamat's situation. Still, if you've been afforded time to consider her invitation, why not use it to learn more about Taral? Numenon is bound to have some information on the continent. Just the thought of burying myself in books is making me sleepy. I mean, I have to... You have to... Every time you can give Graha a little ribbing, little elbow, little... Yes. Making me sleepy. We're talking about a mysterious land and unknown wonders here. I'm confident we'll find reports so thrilling as to drive any thoughts of napping from your mind. Come, my friend. We'll just be off to the archives. This cat boy literally told me, we'll find stuff that's too good for you to sleep. Well, we'll find out. Oh, gosh. Or you get a bunch of random extra lore about Tural. Let's go to the studium and then slide over to the library. Oh, excuse me. Pardon me. Pudding Way is still standing here. I guess my pudding wasn't needed to stop the final days at all. Look at this stupid, but you gooby little. Come on, you. Come on. All right. You want to come help me look up books about Tural? No? You're just studying about pudding? He's been there for months. I think he has a problem. So many side quests on the board. One day they will all be gone. Blue covered book. The origins of blue magic can be traced back to the esoteric practices of the Wallaki, a tribe in the distant continent of Tural. The tribe holds nature in the highest, and in seeking to cultivate a spiritual connection with it, they have learned to harness the power of the wildlife around them. In exchange for teaching them the common tongue, I was permitted to live among them and train in their ways. Those days were some of the most grueling I remember, and they were tremendously rewarding. For instance, I had the privilege of visiting Lapis Canyon. Blue Canyon, I guess. The tribe's sacred grounds. It is so named for the cerulean deposits that well up to the surface, turning the entire canyon a brilliant blue. Under the shaman's watchful eye, I finally managed to master the Wallaki's art and make the animal's powers my own. As no name existed for it in the common tongue, I took the liberty of naming it Blue Magic. The reason I chose this color, as you have doubtless gleaned, is for the significance it holds to the Wallaki. I cannot think of a name more fitting to honor the people of whom this noble magic was born. Okay, so blue magic is tied to that. I mean, I don't know, it's blue little this, little that, little of every single spell in the book. Blue mage. We raided blue mage every week, have been for quite a while now. So I also a blue mage. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Switch back over here. That's neat, tying that, because we only find out about it like weirdly through one character when you start taking on the blue mage. History, geography, botany, public archives alone should suffice to provide a solid grounding on Tural. I'll take it. Unblemished book. It is impossible to adequately discuss Eorzean cuisine without speaking of the land from which our modern-day staple hail, the far western continent of Tural. Ogre pumpkins, ruby tomatoes, even the ubiquitous popoto. These crops and more are regularly grace Eorzean dining tables trace their origins to the New World, as the place is known to most. The tale of this culinary immigration began in the year 1498 of the 6th Astral Era, when the Lominsian sailor named Ketinram, I guess, successfully traversed the Indigo Deep to arrive at the theretofore unknown continent. Ketinram spent several moons exploring inland, in the course of which he encountered the denizens of the sprawling nation of Mamulja. He was even granted an audience with their supreme leader, whose confidence he won, along with permission to roam freely. I don't know what it is. Reading italicized font is actually awkwardly more difficult. It's like hurting my brain eyes. Ketinram would return to Tural several times, but during this expedition, he charted the land and gathered myriad root vegetables and seeds to bring back to Limsa Lomensa. The most notable of these was the popoto. He brought back Lalafels? Sorry. Whose ease of cultivation and nutritional value saw it quickly spread to all corners of Eorzea. Produce was far from the only bounty of Ketinram's expeditions to Tural. Many tantalizing recipes such as the bean-filled burrito, specifically the bean-filled burrito, huh? And gripping legends such as that of the Golden City reached our shores by way of his ship. To those outside of Ketinram's circle, Tural largely remains shrouded in mystery, yet its influence on our cuisine cannot be overstated. Many scholars, myself included, would relish the chance to immerse themselves in the culinary culture of that faraway continent. Now, it hurts my eyes. Lalas are from Tural, truly the seat of all evil. No, come on. Oh, no. A canonical origination of the popoto. The flora and fauna of Tural. Every land has given rise to unique wildlife, and the continent of Tural is no exception. Yet while some of her creatures have become a familiar sight in Eorzea, many and more exist that are rarely seen this side of the Indigo Deep. This tome introduces a select variety of species as described in the testimonies of sailors and adventurers. The alpaca. Accustomed to Tural's craggy mountain ranges, these four-legged beastkin have been domesticated for seemingly hundreds, if not thousands of years. Their soft white fleece is highly prized by weavers, while their strong legs and sure-footedness make them capable beasts of burden. I guess it's the wyvre? Wyvre, maybe? I think. These ferocious scalekin is native to the dense jungles of Tural. The Mamulja have succeeded in taming them and utilize their prodigious strength for manual labor. Is that the thing that they're tracking and hunting in the cinematic? That Estinian jumps on top of, maybe? Is that a wyvre? That weird monster hunter beast? Given their immense size and power, okay, more facts for that. It should come as no surprise that the wyvre is also employed as a siege beast. Enemy fortifications cannot long withstand this horned brute's rampage. Oh, and the Valagamanda. Valagarmanda. I think it's actually more of an H sound based on the cutscene earlier. Valagarmanda. Like a light G. Speaking of Monster Hunter. This is going to be definitely a dungeon boss, if not a trial. Turali folklore holds that this bird-like creature is the mightiest of beasts and the very embodiment of nature's power. Whether it exists beyond myth, however, is uncertain. Oh, that's the little tease, the little tease. Okay. Got it. No, it's not pronounced Wivri. Knock it off. I think it's the animal pulling the carts with the huge crocodilian thing. Oh, maybe. Maybe it's not the one that Athenian is fighting in the cinematic, but they call it a beast of burden too. So that makes sense. Like the big beast creature that was pulling the Mamulja cart. That would also make sense. Sure. Lines in the sand, the geopolitics of Hydaelyn. Uh-oh. Let us begin by comparing the geographical characteristics of the three great continents and Tural. The former stretches from east to west and lies entirely within the northern hemisphere. In contrast, the later extends to the far reaches from both northern and southern hemispheres, and a difference immediately presents itself in the form of climate variance. Are they text stroking over the fact that when you go from one zone to the next in an MMO because of just biome diversity to make it you're not playing in the exact same place every single time, that when you walk over the bridge, all of a sudden it's like a tropical desert or covered in snow and you were just in like a dense forest, which makes no sense. We just kind of accept it as playing video games that like different zones have just different geographical features, but they don't make any actual sense. Because if they're either all above the equator, then it would eventually go from, lush to temperate to cold, as we know it, and then vice versa for southern hemisphere. But you'll be in the northern hemisphere, and you'll all of a sudden be in a totally frozen place, and next to it is a hot jungle. Just one load screen that way, hot jungle. This way, frozen tundra. Over there, dense swamp. No snow, though. It's just how games work. In contrast, the latter extends to the far reaches of both northern and southern hemispheres, and a difference immediately presents itself in the form of climate variance. Shifts in climate tend to be gentler when moving east and west, but harsher when moving north and south. Owing to this fact, longitudinal migration is far more common in history, whether it be by men, animals, or plants. A case in point is the Allegans, who rose to power in Aldenard, yes, that's the continent, before advancing east to Isilbard. Okay. The fact that a textbook we're getting a hint about Dawntrail does bring up Allegans, though. Their movements would be mirrored thousands of years later by the Garleans. Meanwhile, although the desperate tribes... desperate. Not desperate, but disparate. Just being dispersed. Different. Waged war with one another for generations. Stymied by the climate, none could make any great headway north or south. Tribes hailing from frozen land withered beneath the desert sun, while those that thrived in the open plains could not pierce dense jungle. Such as the way of it until the leader of the Mamulja succeeded in bringing the continent under one banner. Given the land's divided history and the reason therefore, one cannot help but be in awe of this feat. Truly, it is a testament to the Autarch's greatness. Yo, Autarchs though? Let's go, Autarchs. I'm an Eldari player. I know all about that. Having perused a wide selection of books related to Tural, you are somewhat better informed about your potential destination. Rahatia will be eager to know what you have discovered. Should you wish to read these books again, speak with the reference page. Oh, is there a page that actually pulls it all up? Is it in our log? That'd be interesting if it actually is all in there. I gotta remember where the damn thing is. Where is it? Is that in travel? It should be in logs. Hunting, sightseeing, crafting, gathering, fishing. Challenge. It wouldn't be in the challenge log, would it? No, it's not in the challenge log. Oh, would it be in here? No, it wouldn't be in here. Where's that other thing that brings up the whole key quest? Is it the collection? Unending Codex? Oh, Kryl has a new entry. Pictomancer. It actually says that on here now. Oh. Let's see. Now that the final days have been averted and the Scions ostensibly disbanded, Kryl has devoted herself to the restoration of the students, recruiting a precious few survivors that she's found. Okay, this is all the same. It just updated her title to Pictomancer, I think. That's why there's a green blob there. Oh, that's kind of neat. This is if you're new or you're trying to remember all the different characters in this game, there's this huge codex that goes over a lot of the broad stroke stuff. So what happened with the students here? Some of these, for some reason, have updates, but... I just hadn't clicked them. But Kryl specifically now says Pictomancer, which it did not say that before. Portable archive? This is near stuff, so that's not going to be it. Field record? No, this is also not it. That's Bosja. So I don't know where it's going to list them. Speak with the... Oh, the reference page is... That's the mammoth over here. I keep thinking... Reference page, P-A-G-E. Like a page in a book. But also a page just can be a person. The reference page. Ah, okay. Any book you read here pops up. I see. I was confused by the verbiage because I was like, a page like a book page? No, like a page like a person page. Because, you know, language and whatnot. Scoured the library to your satisfaction, have you? Excellent. Well, there are a few books wholly dedicated to the subject of Tyrol. I dare say you found tidbits of useful information scattered here and there. But come on, let's continue this outside. The mammoths do not take kindly to chatter. True, it is a library after all. Hey, we've been here before. Oh, not voiced. No more voiced Graha, I guess. Now then, I'm quite keen to hear your honest impressions. Couldn't help but notice that we read the very same book on cuisine. I wasn't surprised to find references to Tyrol within. Among them, did anything in particular pique your interest? Well, they're taken with the tale of Katenram. That's the cuisine trading stuff. Popotos? I have a newfound appreciation for them. The legendary city of gold. It's so hard to not. Just because Emmett planted that earwig in us months and months ago. Oh, this is kind of funny, though. You can talk about potatoes. The legendary city of gold. I suspected any mention of the city of gold would catch your eye. It's just truly a mystery among mysteries. That might be the 6th zone. What if the 6th zone is the city of gold? Or what if the city of gold is a complete debate, just like El Dorado? But El Dorado was technically real in a fanciful sense. I don't think it's ever been actually found out to be a real thing anywhere, like a real place. So it could be real, could be the 6th zone, because they never show off the 6th zone of expansions. That's like, that has to be the story turn when you get there. But it could be real, it could be totally an absolute debate. Because what they've shown us so far, have we seen 5 zones or 4? I guess technically it depends on if you can count the zone that the capital city is in, if that counts as 1, because then we've seen 5. Oh, it's actually it's actually solution 9. Definitely not gold at all. Except for all the gold and all the microprocessors that are within the walls of the very technologically advanced city. Hey. Hey. I don't know. It is truly a mystery among mysteries. Here is a city whose location is unknown, that no one has ever seen, and yet whispers of its existence continue to persist. Countless souls have set off in search of it, never to return. I can imagine it being a suitable challenge for the ritual of succession. But moving on, did you perchance learn aught about the fauna of Tyrol? Given your adventuring background, I expect the topic would interest you. I learned about alpacas. I mean, this obviously is... I have... alpacas, wivres, and the Valagarmada. No, I have to say alpacas. I need to see Graha's response to alpacas. Ah yes, the alpaca. In addition to serving as beasts of burden, they provide clothing for people by way of their lush fleece. They are especially prized by mountain tribes who hold certain rare specimens sacred. Oh, he was totally on board and didn't think I was trolling him. I thought I heard familiar voices. Yo! It's Alize and Blue Alize. Let's go. Hello, twins. She's doing the thing with her finger again. Fancy running into two of you here. Well. Have some reach of your own, do you? Hi. We hope to arm ourselves with knowledge that may benefit the Garlean people. Yeah, they are. They are normally in Garlemald, so they have traveled all the way back to Sharlayan. Okay. Dude, how much do you think Alphino's whole getup weighs? This boy is like, that's like chained. He's wearing like multiple chains, got a heavy necklace on with a big locket. This boy is strapped. the Millimpier or whatever on his back don't weigh anything because they float on his back because of magic, but he is chonked up. I always wondered that whenever I see him in this new sage outfit, that he is wearing some metal. It's all lightweight titanium. Oh, come on. Maybe. Or not. Having forged a new trade agreement with Radzed Han, they will look to foster relations with other nations. This includes former imperial provinces. In view of this, we hope to find hints in history on how neighbors of differing races and ideologies might engage with one another. And what of the two of you? What endeavor brings you here this day? Well, you met a 6-foot-tall lioness and a giant angry toucan. And Cryo changed jobs. Little fade up, fade to black. Or pan up, fade to black. A nation composed of the disparate peoples of Tyrol. I dare say this is precisely the kind of example we seek. We do well to read up on Tuliol. It's Tuliolol. Tuliolol. Without that accent, man, that's gonna take some practice. That is a tongue twister of a word. The contest. Is Bay the only one allowed to help Wukalamat? There she goes again, wanting to LB3. There was no mention of such restrictions as I recall. On the contrary, Wukalamat gave us the impression that she could have several champions. Oh, is this already seeding? That Alize is interested in the contest of strength, but Alphino will not be. Interesting. I mean, I gotta keep clicking, but still. That is Alize to a T. It cuts back to her smile. I think I know how to make the most of our respite. Or respite. Sorry. Some words. Barely pronounce it differently. It means something totally different. Follow me, Alphino. We have planning to do. Alize, wait! It would seem our plans have changed. If you'll excuse me. Bye. Okay. They never could rest on their laurels. Come, let us return to the annex. Oh, all his stuff is made out of just straight up lead? Oh, it's tungsten? Oh my god. How strong is that boy? You answered your own question. I mean, the weapons on his back are floating with magic, but that doesn't mean all his other accoutrement isn't also just real. Just his sage outfit is just quite strapped. That's all I'm saying. It is quite strapped together. The boy is laden with drip. I don't know. Oh man. Hey Graha, let me hit you with one of these. You ready? You ready for this? Owned. Got him. This is voiced. You can always tell.
Oh, it's just... Despite all that we've learned, I can't help but feel we've yet to hear the whole story.
Yeah.
What about you, my friend? Are you inclined to accept or refuse Worklamat's request?
I'd never say no to a new adventure. I'm still undecided, to be honest. I'd rather not get involved in politics. I mean, yeah. Interesting. You can kind of have like an initial response to it. I mean, you can go back and replay the cutscene and just get every different answer and see if there's any actually different dialogue. I don't know if there'd be much different dialogue, but that's what I'm wondering about this story, is that because it's being told to us and explained to us that it's supposed to be a story with two sides. Now, do we experience both sides? Do we only experience one of those sides? I can't imagine they would be that bold. It would be crazy if they were, but I have a feeling that no matter what we pick during the Dawn Trail story, we're just doing the same thing every other Warrior of Light's going to be doing. Maybe we'll have different dialogue responses, but we're still doing the same thing and the same outcome will happen. Like we'll all be forced into a certain outcome regardless of what we choose, right? So I don't know if is it like the Telltale Games illusion of choice, or are they actually going to have a choice in the game that would be differently phased depending on what you choose? I don't know. That's true. I don't have the 400. My nose is so itchy. I don't have the $400 emote, so I'm not a real fan. You're totally correct. Although those statues sold out within 24 hours. The $360 plus $40 shipping statues, they sold out within 24 hours. I don't know how many they made. Hundreds, maybe? I don't know if they made thousands, potentially, but I'm going to say undecided, to be honest. Hit him with the non-answer. Sorry, Graha. Middle of the road right now. I'm not sure.
I don't blame you. No matter the assurances, it's no simple thing to wade into the midst of a political struggle, and in a foreign land at that.
Right.
How about this then? Instead of deciding here, go there first and then decide.
That is probably what we're going to have to do. Correct.
In the course of seeing new lands and meeting new people, you'll surely find a way forward. That's what adventurers do, is it not?
Correct. Best cat boy.
Such a journey would be the envy of many a scholar. Distant as it is, Tural remains largely unknown to us, with only meager records to be found in Numenon. The experiences to be had, all the things you might hear, feel, and think. It's enough to stir me to the core.
He said the thing. Also, Grahad, think of the tacos. Think of the street food.
Life is a series of journeys, my friend. And there's no telling what awaits us on the long road. But what's important is to be true to yourself as you walk it. Only then can we hope to be content when we arrive at the end of one and step forward into another. Ah, but there's an idea. I have a matter to attend to at the Agora. Please, go on inside. I will join you shortly.
Oh, that's how that's pronounced? I've always pronounced it the Agora. The Agora? All these made-up words. All of them. Uh-oh. Springly Catboy. Quite the view. Hello, Dad Crid. Were you dropping eaves? Yo, Dad Crid out here dropping eaves? What the heck? I mean, I would imagine Thancred is kind of restless as a character overall. Despite the fact of how much adventure we've been on, I imagine after a certain point, he would be like, it's adventure time. Both the show and the act of doing. Welcome back. If you're looking for Wooklamat, she is currently with the others in her chambers. If you'd like, I can go and fetch them for you. Okay. Understood. Please wait in the main hall. Please wait in the main hall. And then cutscene me. Never mind. I wonder if we can see if that letter is actually on one of these. I mean, there's like a ledger and stuff. Because she was over here looking at stuff in that last cutscene when she found the letter from Mumujal. Okay. We shall wait right here. Very good. Very contemplative face. And she waddled away. Waddle, waddle. Hello.
You have the look of someone who's made up their mind. Go on then. Let's hear it.
I can't believe she's awake after eating all that meat. I wish to boldly go where I have never gone before. Star Trek reference? All right. I've never been one to turn down an adventure. I'll do it. I'll leave the Star Trek answer to someone else. I gotta hit her with the I'll never want to be turned down an adventure.
Excellent. You'll be compensated for your troubles, of course. But I dare say your time in Tural will be its own reward.
Hmm. Ah!
You're not planning to leave without us, are you?
Oh my gosh. No. Cherish the thought.
Alpha no, Alice! What are you two doing here?
And before Dad Crit also walks in.
We happened to cross paths at Numenon earlier, you see, and I told them about Wooklamat. And when we fortuitously met again at the Agora just now, they expressed an interest in meeting our visitor.
Ah, you must be the twins who are sneaking after Erenville as toads.
Ha! That did happen, yes.
100 things about us you could have told her, and you chose that.
You just stared daggers into his soul. You didn't even flinch, though.
First impressions last.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
'Tis an honor and a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Your Highness. Alphino Leveilleur at your service, and this is my sister Alize.
Sorry, who's Alphino? All I know is Alize and Blue Alize.
Oh no, let's not do that. I really can't stand titles. So, you want to participate in the contest too, is that right?
Indeed we do. We've been assisting with the rebuilding effort in Garlemald. Yet while progress is being made, the question remains of how the nation might reconcile with its neighbors. We believe there is much we might learn from Tuliolal, a nation founded on unity. And in return for this honor, we would spare no effort in supporting your claim.
The more the merrier, I say. And I'd be keen to learn about Eorzea and Garlemald from you as well.
Having recruited so many committed and capable allies, I presume you have no need for my continued assistance?
What is this angle that's setting up with Aaronville here? Because I don't know, I know the cinematic trailer is just supposed to be there and be cool, like a slice of the whole what's coming. But he looked like he was way more happy in that trailer, and in all of this stuff, he seems so withdrawn, not suspicious, but cautious and kind of annoyed. What is going on there?
Nonsense. Like I told you before, you're indispensable. They're strong, aye, but strangers to our land. They need someone to guide them, to point out the dangers and spare them grisly deaths. I can't think of anyone better suited to that task than you. What's more, despite your assertions, I know you haven't given up on the City of Gold.
See, eye animations. Yeah. Loving it.
As I recall, Kryl, you were the first to state your desire to visit Tural.
Perhaps I was.
Uh-oh.
Still, I can't help but worry about being away just when our order is beginning to find its feet again.
You have nothing to worry about. I haven't forgotten how you held the fort while I set off to explore Alzadal's legacy. It's only fair that I return the favor. Pray, leave the students to Ojika and me.
But Graha's going with us? I guess maybe at some point. Not initially.
But Raha...
You want to retrace your grandfather's steps, don't you? This is a rare opportunity, and I insist that you seize it.
The anime
Thank
glisten.
you, Raha. Thank you.
Well, looks like it's settled. I'm counting on you all to help me win the throne.
I suppose now is a good time to show you what I spent a small fortune on at the Agora.
Another map. That's how the patch content started. Oh, is it like a chunk of...
There.
Oh my god. Okay.
This, my friends, is the latest map of the world, created to celebrate our friendship with the Loporrits. Cast your eyes west of Sharlayan, for there it lies. The site of your next great adventure, Tural.
It is a large continent. It's all this. Footfalls. Gonna tease with just the beginning of Footfalls as it fades to black, or is it gonna be more cuts? Oh, the full credits of Endwalker. That makes sense. That makes sense, because that is the completed ending of this expansion. Then, whoa, like some new stills. That's the one thing about people were wondering. We're wondering about that the twins look a little older going into Dawn Trail, and that's definitely been an interesting topic that Yoshi P has talked about a couple of times about them growing up. The entire time span of the oh my god, she's so cute. But see, she has her white mage staff in that image. The entire passage of time that takes place from ARR until I guess now is only just over a year. Why is Graha doing a thirst trap pose? Kinda. I still wonder where they're gonna pull the real heartstring and have one of the scions actually die, because it's been a while, and it's definitely a narrative function about emotional weight and impact. Look at that! Look at that man! But everything has only been about a year since you started ARR until the end of this expansion. Which I don't know if it's been a year or just over a year. Now, that's different for the mentality of some of these characters, because the events of the previous expansion had some of them, like Thancred, for example. When they were teleported away, there were years, and look at the card art. What the hell? The art goes so hard on Urianger right there. What the damn? But some of them are way older mentally, but not older physically, because their bodies here. Freaking Tataru. I haven't done any of her grand adventure quests yet, or grand endeavors. I'm gonna have to do those. There's 4 of them now, and I don't know how long the quest chains even are, but we'll have to do those later. That'll be stream content for sure. Aw. Vana. That's cool. It's gonna go through all the major characters, I'm assuming. But yeah, so if everything leading up to this point's only been a year, or if we're just cresting like a little over a year, then yeah, it makes sense that they wouldn't really have, gotten any older or whatnot, because it's been a year. You mostly look the same. It has to be like larger time jumps. It's Reaper Xenos, considering he's got the, you can't see it, it's holding his scythe down, but... Oh, that's it? It's strange that they put Xenos in the credits for Endwalker, since technically he's not in. He's in, like, a flashback. Because the connection to there is that the Reaper Void Scent that he used was Zero, and we know Zero wasn't in the credits. Zero is a big part of this, even though she wasn't really in this segment. Her story is finished, as far as we know. That's where it all started. That's where it's like the first cutscene we got for the Endwalker patch content. Very curious. It's like a self-contained side story, basically. And this is definitely moving us towards numpad 2 for scrolling speed. There we go. I want to let the whole thing play if there's other art, but it looks like it's just going to be images now. The stills from the campaign. Can't get the thing to go away. The text box was staying on the screen. You can't see it behind my head. But yeah, characters aging in video games is always a tough one, depending on how much time passes. So I'm curious if it's only been a little over a year and I'm really into Dawn Trail. If the next arc is only going to be a year, technically, which is so crazy to think about how much stuff happened in a year. All of ARR, all of Heaven's Word, all of Stormblood, all of Shadowbringers, and all of Endwalker, at least in the continuity of your character, is a year. Whereas again, like Thancred, I think Thancred was teleported away. He was gone for 8 years. So like the mental age, but not the physical age, because when he got zooped back, then his body is the same age as it was when he left. I don't know. You can just hide the scrolling text too. Interesting. Yeah, we'll see if this goes anywhere. I'm just gonna do a little live editing real quick, because I don't know how long it's gonna go, and I'm not sure if it's gonna go into another small cutscene after that. They've come around to the other side of the credits. During that time, did a lot of talking in chat, figuring out that the game still has taken place in not yet a full year from the events we've experienced as a player, because there's the long and short of it is if Alphino and Alize, if they don't have a birthday in game and they have never, if they never become 17 years old, then it hasn't been a year yet. We're back. Hello, Ojika. Lest you wonder about your passage to Dural, Erenville will arrange a ship through his guild. You only worry about your own preparations. Speaking of which, please take this with you, a rugged and ready knapsack. May it serve you well on your coming adventures. Now, I'm not sure when departure will be. I wonder if they'll edit that when the actual expansion is out. So if you're on this quest, naturally it would actually say you can depart now. Because we don't have a date. We have summer 2024. June, July, or August. That's it. I'm hoping like it's like a mid to late August kind of a thing somewhere in there. Give them as much time as they can do. Let them cook. Let them make something amazing, because this is going to be a big thing. Because the Shadowbringers into Endwalker Rise of Final Fantasy XIV has been huge. So, and this is a brand new story. So anyway, I'll stop rambling. Rest assured, I'll let you know when I hear something. Till then, please take your ease. Also, we'll come back to Ojika to depart to the expansion. So he'll be the first quest when we leave, I guess. Fair enough. Let's check out this knapsack. Okay. I was wondering if there's going to be a cutscene. Tease. Here it comes. Meanwhile, in Lim Solo Mensa.
When does the next ship set sail?
Let's go. He's in his traveling garb, too, not his dragoon armor.
May I ask your destination?
The north and east, I've already seen.
Yes.
I suppose I'll head west this time.
Yeah, where does he stow his armor? Magic.
West, you say?
That's it. That's just a little. Meanwhile, in old Charlian. Never mind. We're getting double little. That's so stupid. I love it. Uh-huh. Hey, boys.
I see you've made up your mind. I had a feeling you'd be keen.
Wow. For information that only came to us and Kryl, the twins found out. It spread. Everyone's finding out. What's the Y'shtola hook gonna be?
But to think that our comrades too are thither bound. Fate doth work in mysterious ways.
Indeed. It will be a grueling task, having to contend with them.
Oh. What? What does that mean?
If the prospect doth trouble thee, 'tis not too late to decline the petition.
Oh no. Is her brother conscripting the other scions? Is that where the rift might be? Also, this scene of like playful note Oriange right here, that is just waiting to be photoshopped.
Though thine expression would suggest thou art far from perturbed.
Oh, how could I possibly be, knowing what's to come?
Then let us delay no further and secure passage on a vessel.
Aye. This will be a mission to remember. Come, my friend. We make for Taral.
Dude, all those new animations, though? I see them. And? Oh my goodness, it keeps going.
Tell me, have you been to the ruins beneath the waters of the Bounty?
God damn it, Yoshi P, really?
Or the treasure islands beyond the frozen waters of Blind Frost in Offerd's north? The fabled golden cities of the New World.
Weigh anchor now, the tide is high, and dawn of new adventure nigh. Row forth to break horizon's bond and tread the gilded path beyond. Really yanked the Emmett Selk heartstring right back in. Seriously? Emmett Selk has been added to the Unending Codex. Really? He's already in the codex, though. Really? He was added completely? Ah. A man whose true name was Hades, mighty sorcerer of Eld, who became Solus Zosgalvus, founding father of the Garlean Empire, who threatened the world as the most dangerous of foes, who stood at your side as the most dependable of friends, an ancient who clove to his ideals to the bitter end, a man who rendered up his all for the people he loved, a man who once lived. Yep. Damn. Why does the writing in this game have such an incredible emotional impact? Just reading that is like, get me a little choked up. You know what I'm saying? A little choked up. Of course. Of course. Well, there's no better way to end all of that than just like that. Thank you for watching live. If you want to watch more, check the YouTube playlist. If you're watching it on YouTube, got a whole bunch of MSQ patch chunks dating back all the way, I think, into Shadowbringers MSQ patch content, maybe? I can't remember. It's a lot. Until then.